No, no, I'm not doing it. What is it with you phones nowadays? And you need to have people stand in front of screens and perform monologues for you. Well, I'm not doing it. Not after the last time. That was a whole disaster. I lost my family, my home, not to mention what happened to poor Stephen Rea. I invited Stephen to Derry to perform a monologue, and he ended up getting shot in the legs. Right down that alley there, they held him down and shot him, while Fenton O'Toole sat in his chest and wrote a scathing review of his performance for the Irish Times. Poor Stephen. He always assured me I wasn't to blame. And he was right. I wasn't. But I'll tell you who was, though. Brian feckin' Friel. He's to blame for this whole monologue craze. For it was he who shot the first arrow. It was right there that he drew his bow. The Playhouse. The date, January 2013. An amateur production. The play, The Faith Healer. My sister bought the tickets, so I'd no idea what to expect. And then the lights dimmed, and an actor came on stage alone and started to speak without interruption. Well, I was confused. Where were the other characters? Where was the feisty matriarch, the grandfather asleep in his chair, the flaming gay son? I should point out that up to this point, the only play I'd seen was Mrs. Brown's Boys. But this night, this was something different. This was just one actor talking and talking and talking and talking and talking. It was wonderful. That night, Brian Friel strummed my pain with his language, sung my life with his words. I was hooked. 2013, UK City of Culture came to Derry. All over the city, there were singular men and women, on the walls, on stages, in tents and on film, unspooling, reminiscing, confessing, projecting, asserting and affirming what it means to be alive in a series of wonderful monologues. And then, just like a dream, it all came to an end. On the last day of December 2013, the sun went down, the City of Culture packed its tent and went off somewhere else. The town was dry. And I was hurting like Gene Hackman in The French Connection too. My junkie logic told me if Derry couldn't supply the monologues, I'd have to do it myself. I sold my house, I sold my kids, and I invested in this place. My own drama lab. And I came up with the winning formula for the monologue. I took 20 cc's of Victoria Woods, a dollop of Spalding Grey, mixed it with the essence of Dylan Moran, and then let it congeal under the cold observations of Conor McPherson. Perfect. I called my product Crystal Moth, or, as it was known on the street, Mono. Mono's for sale. Mono. Get your monos here. Good price mono. Mono for sale. Mono. Get your mono here. Mono. Not a sausage. Nobody was buying. I had what Arthur Miller would call the death of a salesman. Mono, get your mono here. Quality mono. Mono. Time to call in an expert. Ah, Stephen. Where have you gone? A city turns its lonely eyes to you. You gotta admit, he started well. Right here. He stood and he sold to be or not to be. That is the question. The purest, the finest monologue there is. They flocked to him from miles and miles, from every street, from every house, from every nook and nile cranny. But you got greedy. Word hit the street that Stephen recited a passage from Seamus Heaney's Siege of Troy to a group of school kids in P7. Let me show you something, Stephen. This is a child's brain, perfectly formed. And this is what happens a child's brain on Seamus Heaney. They're just not ready for those farmyard mutterings. And so we paid the price. I brought you here to be punished. You said the bullets didn't hurt as much as O'Toole's stinging criticism. And as for me, exiled. They sent me here. A run-down rehab centre with sheltered housing. Or as the locals call it, Buncrana. So no more monologues for me, Mr. Phone. It's dangerous. As Stephen Berkoff once said, monologues don't hurt people. Stephen Berkoff hurts people. Goodbye.